Welcome to the February 4th St. Tammany Parish Council meeting. It's great to see people in the audience, and thank you for taking the time to come. Mr. Dean, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Mr. Dean.
Oh, me. Thank you. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Fitzgerald, would you lead us in the invocation, please, sir?
Let us pray. Lord, thank you for allowing us to participate in government this evening. Let us keep our eyes and hearts on the purpose of these meetings, to try to do as much good as we can amongst ourselves, to try to reach as many agreements and be as conciliatory as possible in the interest of helping the parish and helping each other as we do it. Lord, we ask for your blessings. We also feel sadness for the many touched by the pandemic. Not only the pandemic, but the hardships placed on many because of the pandemic, economically and otherwise. Please, Lord, help us and heal us. We ask it in your name, Lord. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Fitzgerald. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Mr. Dean? Here. Mr. Fitzgerald? Here. Ms. Casabon? Here. Mr. Lorino?
Yep.
Mr. Toledano? Ms. Tanner? Mr. Davis? Here. Mr. Canulet? Here. Mr. Mike Smith? Here. Ms. O'Brien? Here. Mr. Stefancic? Mr. Bender? Mr. Airy? Here. And Mr. T.J. Smith. We have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. President, would you like to make the presentations, please?
Good evening. I'm honored this evening, as I am before each parish council meeting, to issue a proclamation to the employee of the month, an employee who serves St. Tammany Parish government that will be recognized. This evening, I have the honor of recognizing not one, not two, but 20 individuals who work as a team under the direction of Public Works and the Tammany Trace. It's the 20 Rangers in the Cultural, Recreation, and Tourism Division of the Public Works Department. So I ask representatives of the Rangers to come up here while I read this proclamation. Thank you. Whereas there are 20 Rangers in the Cultural, Recreation, and Tourism Division of the Public Works Department who work hard each and every day to ensure that the Tammany Trace, Camp Salmon Nature Park, the St. Tammany Fishing Pier, and the Kids Connection Playground are all safe and welcoming to our visitors. And whereas the Rangers are responsible for a variety of duties, including the daily opening and closing of facilities and park entrances, maintaining daily visitor counts, and ensuring the safe and clean conditions of the facilities, grounds, trails, and boardwalks. And whereas rangers are also parish ambassadors who inform park visitors and all park facilities, history, and the surrounding nature by using literature, articles, artifacts, displays, tours, talks, maps, group organization, and instruction to ensure a pleasant and educational experience for our visitors and to promote the park and other parish ecotourism resources. And whereas our rangers are also knowledgeable and stay alert to any medical, safety, or security issues and continually monitor for unsafe conditions or severe weather situations. And whereas even though 2020 dealt St. Tammany many obstacles and challenges, a record storm season, and an unprecedented pandemic, the Rangers worked together to keep parish facilities open to the public. And whereas the parish rangers are outstanding, dedicated employees and perform their duties in an exemplary manner, we are honored and fortunate to have them on our team. So tonight, therefore, I, Michael B. Cooper, as parish president of the great St. Tammany Parish, do hereby recognize the hard work, dedication, and accomplishments of the Cultural, Recreation, and Tourism Rangers as employees of the month for this month, February 21, and encourage all employees of St. Tammany Parish to thank them for their contributions and commitment to St. Tammany Parish. Congratulations to the Rangers of St. Tammany Parish. And to the council.
Please, anyone
and-
come up and say?
Would you like?
Come on up, sir.
Please do.
I just like to say it's a job I really enjoy doing it. I've been doing it for 10 years. It's like taking care of my own backyard and everything Mike said we do, and I enjoy doing it.
Well, thank you for doing it, sir.
Yeah, I work on the fishing pier. I was one of the first 4 that were hired, and I'm the only one left. And I was talking to the facilities guy the other day, and I said, "Your pier's looking good." He said, "No, that's your pier." And so, thank y'all for letting me take ownership of my pier.
Well, thank you.
Hi, I've been on a trace come August 23 years, and we have some good rangers. We get along like family, and everybody pull in and do their part.
Ma'am, thank you very much.
Thank you. I have a junior ranger here who is
Well, I like
Tyler.
that. I like that.
Appreciate it. We love our job. Thank you for helping us and supporting us
No,
all along
thank
the
you.
way.
Thank you.
We're gonna get a photograph, Lisa. Come right here. Y'all flank me right here. Get a little close. We got masks on. Thank y'all very much. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all take that. We'll get some more rates for you. Thank y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. We'll go to number 2, presentation of a certificate of recognition to the family of the late Cliff and Connie Rachner. Mr. Davis? Take your time, Jimmy.
Thank you, Chairman Lorino. At last month's meeting, at the very end of the meeting, I made a comment about Miss Connie Glockner passing away. Miss Glockner was the queen of Lacombe. And I just wanted to go ahead and recognize her and her late husband, Cliff Glockner, who did so much for this parish and the Lacombe people, and also for the bayou itself, for the lake. So I wanted to give some recognition to them,
Yes, sir.
because I believe they honestly deserve. With me tonight is our children, and I wish that Mr. Ron and Dawn Glockner would come up. And I'd like to recite this certificate of recognition for your parents. St. Tammany Parish Council hereby recognizes Connie and Cliff Glockner for their outstanding achievements in Lacombe, Louisiana, as well as the entire parish. Whereas the Glockners were avid conservationists and advocates for the quality and health of Lake Pontchartrain, and your father knew Lake Pontchartrain. The Glockners helped found the Lake Pontchartrain Basin Foundation in 1988. Whereas the Glockners, along with Lake Pontchartrain Foundation and other environmental groups, campaigned for the wildlife refuge to protect the wetlands of the North Shore. The result of that was the creation of the Big Branch Wildlife Refuge, which was declared in 1994. That's quite an accomplishment. Whereas the Glockners received the Environmental Law Institute's National Wetland Award for volunteer and leadership in 1995, and I believe that happened in Washington, D.C. And whereas the Glockners were the owners and operators of the well-loved Glockner's Place, which unfortunately is no longer existent, on Lake Road in Lacombe, Louisiana, from 1995 until 2005, when it was destroyed by Hurricane Katrina. And I'll tell you from experience, and this is not written here, if you've missed going there, you missed a lot. It's the best seafood in St. Tammany Parish, the coldest beer in St. Tammany Parish. And you could sit there and talk to Mr. Cliff about the bayou because it's right there. You could overlook the bayou. And of course, I think it had the best onion rings too, but anyway. And whereas Connie Glockner also served on the St. Tammany Parish Police Jury for District 7 from 96 to 2000. Now, therefore, this 4th day of February 2021, Michael Cooper, Parish President, and myself, Councilman for District 7, along with the entire council, take great honor in recognizing Connie and Cliff Glockner for their outstanding achievements and honors.
Thank you so much for this, because I think my parents would be so proud of this. They worked their whole lives for these accomplishments, and we all get to spend the rest of our time here enjoying their hard work. So I'm really proud of them. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Cooper. Thank you, Mr. Davis. I appreciate all you guys' hard work. And the main thing is just for all of us, not just the council persons, but all of the citizens of St. Tammany Parish, to continue to focus on keeping this parish clean and environmentally friendly, and that we're not polluting these waters, so all our generations to come can enjoy these times. We're enjoying them now, because my mom and dad fought very hard to bring the lake back to where it is now, and we just want to continue to keep our eye on the ball, as mom would say, and not let it go away. So as y'all do your business apart, I'm here. Just keep those memories in your back of your mind that that you need to protect this parish and the environment and the people along with it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Come get right here. Let's play. Y'all squeeze it up. Long time drinking beer down
Thank you, Jimmy. One thing I forgot to read at the beginning, public comments. There's a 3-minute time limit established for each member of the public wishing to speak for or against an item on the agenda and accept appeals. So if you have an item, please fill out a card and we'll call you up. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to appointments. We have a resolution to reappoint Floyd Tasher to the Board of Commissioners for St. Tammany Parish Fire Protection District Number 11 Board. Mr. Mike Smith.
While, And I have reached out to some of the other council members, and I don't think there's any objection, and I know he's eager to serve again. So I'd like to nominate him.
Thank you, Mike. Motion by Mr. Mike Smith to nominate him, second by Mr. Chris Canulet. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 2, resolution to appoint Adam Kurz to the Board of Commissioners for the St. Tammany Parish District Drainage Number 2 Board. Mr. Jake Airy.
Point.
Motion by Mr. Airy to appoint, second by Mr. Stefanczyk. Please vote.
Mr. Mike Smith, what was your vote? With a verbal yes from Mr. Airy and Mr. Mike Smith, the motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Also, Madam Secretary, Mr. T.J. Smith's here. I know you have that, though.
Yeah, I have it.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, we'll go to the consent calendar. Any items not pulled from the consent calendar are automatically approved in whole by 1 vote. Items pulled from the consent calendar are discussed and voted upon individually. A majority vote for the entire council, 8 votes is required to adopt the consent calendar. Let's go to items that are pulled. We have item number 1, ordinance calendar number 6549. We have number 3, ordinance calendar number 6586. Number 13, ordinance calendar number 6596. Number 14, ordinance calendar number 6597. Number 15, ordinance calendar number 6598. Number 16, ordinance calendar number 6599. Under resolutions, we have resolution number 5, resolution CS number C-6404. And number 2? Okay. And number 2, ordinance calendar number 6401. We have number 2 and 5 as for resolutions.
That's it.
Okay. Mr. Smith, do you have anything else, sir? Yes, sir. Number 1 under the resolutions. Okay. Thank you, sir. Anything else? Mr. Canulet? Ms. O'Brien? Mr. Stefanczyk? Mr. Dean? Mr. Airy? Mr. Smith? Mike Smith? Mr. Jimmy Davis? Ms. Tanner? Ms. Casabon? Mr. Fitzgerald? Thank you. Mr. President, anything from the administration? Thank you. Anything from legal?
No, sir.
Thank you. Anything from the audience at one pool? Okay, seeing none, do I have a motion? Motion by Ms. O'Brien, second by Mr. Canulet. For the consent, adopt all items not pulled. Please vote.
With a verbal yes from Mr. Airy, the motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. We'll go to number 1, ordinance calendar number 6549, ordinance to amend the Parish Code of Ordinance, Chapter 2, Administrative, Article 16, Moratorium, Section 2-620, to remove additional requirements for adoption and extension of moratoriums. Mr. Smith? I have a motion by Mr. Smith to postpone. Is there a second? second by Mr. Jimmy Davis. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
We'll go to number 3, ordinance calendar number 6586, ordinance amending the official zoning map of St. Tammany Parish, Louisiana to reclassify a certain parcel located on the north side of Archie Singletary Road, west of Mockingbird Loop, Pearl River, and which property comprises a total of 3.80 acres of land, more or less, from its present A-2 suburban district to an PF-1 public facility District, Ward 6, District 6. Ms. Tanner, I think we need to pull this to table and come back to it once we handle the appeals. Do you make that motion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ms. Tanner made a motion to table. Is there a second? Second by Ms. O'Brien. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Then we'll come back to that one after the appeals are taken care of. We'll go to number 13, ordinance calendar number 6596, ordinance to amend the 2020 operating budget, amendment number 2.
He wants to speak on all the finance.
I'm sorry, Bill.
He wants to speak on all the finance. All of the finance.
Okay. Okay, I can't see that now. All right. Okay, we have ordinance to amend the 2021 operating budget, amendment number 2. Okay, we have, I can't see, Matthew? Mr. Matthew?
Not him, it's another Matthew.
Okay, is there another Matthew in here?
He's on the phone.
He's on the phone? Okay, thank you. Mr. Matthew? Mr. Matthew?
Hello?
Mr. Matthew? Hello? I can't get anyone. He's not there? He's not there? Okay, thank you. Okay. If he calls back, please let me know. Thank you. Okay. Do I have a motion and a second for number 13? Ms. Long, you want to go first, and then we'll ask for a motion?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
ordinance calendar 6596, the second amendment to the operating budget for 2021 includes 2 items. One is for the reorganization of development, planning, and engineering to, based on that reorganization, to align their budgets properly. And then the second thing is for our Tammany utilities system for some large lift stations to increase the budget by $120,000.
Ms. Long, would you explain, align the budgets properly? Would you?
To align them properly?
Yeah, go into that a little detail. I mean.
Well, sure.
They're
So
just going to balance?
when the budget was originally adopted, certain employees of the departments, remember, we had not separated out the Department of Engineering. And so what we did was we sat down with the directors from the Department of Planning, Inspections and Enforcement, Code, and Engineering, and determined what employees and cost associated with their budgets go in which new organization. So we basically removed them from, adjusted the budget where it was originally adopted and put it to where they are now located. So in total, you can see that the Department of Public Works, the total budget being assessed into that fund has gone down by $259, and the amount that's being assessed or budgeted in the development fund has gone up by $259.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that.
But overall, it's a
It's the
0%
same.
increase, 0 increase.
Thank you. Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion? Motion by Ms. Tanner, second by Mr. Dean. Please vote.
Mr. Mike Smith? With a verbal yes from Mr. Mike Smith, the motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 14, ordinance calendar number 6597, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets amendment number 11, sales tax District 3. Ms. Long.
Yes, sir. Ordinance calendar 6597, the 11th amendment, is using bond proceed funds that we had from Sales Tax District 3. This is to increase a current project that we already have budgeted for Solt Street. We're going to increase it by $240,000, and that's based on the engineer's statement of probable costs so that we can go out to bid.
Okay. Any questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion? Motion by Mr. Jimmy Davis, second by Mr. Dave Fitzgerald. Please vote. Yes, sir.
As for introduction, there's no need to vote, I believe.
I'm sorry.
These are just introductions.
Yes. Okay. Okay, we don't need, thank you, Mr. Dean. Terry passed it on to you? Well, thank you very much. Thank you. You did, you really did. Actually, I was impressed. You were paying attention. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, we had the motion in a second, thank you.
We don't need it.
Number 16, ordinance calendar number 6599, ordinance to amend 2021 grants budget. Ms. Long.
I think you might have skipped one, but we can do this one and go back to the one. You skipped item 15 that was pulled. Would you like to do that one first?
I thought I did that one just now, but I didn't. Okay, I'll go back. Go ahead and do number 16. And then
So
we'll
number
go back.
16, which is the Amendment 1 to the grants budget, is for new awards that we recently received for $1.1 million from HUD for our entitlement fund, and that is for low to moderate income assistance.
Thank you. I have a motion. Any discussion? Motion by Mr. Canulet, second, Ms. O'Brien. Thank you. Let's go to number 15, ordinance calendar number 6598, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets amendment number 12, coastal restoration. Ms. Long.
Yes, sir. This amendment, number 12, will add 2 new projects to the capital plan. Davis Canal Restoration, $2.2 million. Pearl River Diversion Canal Restoration, $2.2 million. Both of these projects are being funded by bond proceeds from the sale of bonds for Go Mesa dollars.
Thank you. I know that's a big project, yes. Very good. Thank you, Mr. President. The motion by Mr. Stefanczyk, second by Mr. Canulet. Thank you. Okay, we'll go to resolutions. Resolution number 1, resolution CS number C-6366, resolution to vacate in part the 6-month moratorium on the issuance of building or conditional use permits for construction of placement of building structures on property within a portion of unincorporated town of Alton subdivision. Mr. T.J. Smith.
I move to postpone.
Motion by Mr. Smith to postpone. There, second. Motion by Ms. O'Brien, the second. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 2, resolution CS number C-6401, resolution to concur with the zoning commission denial on October 6, 2020 to rezone 53.864 acres located at the end of Jessicat Lane, north of Vista Street, Madisonville, from A-3 Suburban District and HC-2 Highway Commercial District to A-4 Single Residential District, Ward 1, District 1. Mr. Dean, the way I read this item needs to be removed. It should have not been on the agenda. This was an appeal in December, and the applicant wanted to remove the entire case.
I was going to be asking, why was it even on here?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So you
Okay.
make that motion to remove it.
I will. Thank you.
Motion by Mr. Dean, second by Ms. O'Brien. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. We'll go to appeals.
No, number 5.
Oh, I didn't have that. Number 5? Oops, I didn't have that one. Oops, yeah, I did. Okay. Number 5, resolution CS number 6404, resolution to not concur with the city of Slidell annexation and rezoning of Lot 5, Square 17, Robert Park subdivision, Annex number 3 from Parish A-4 single-family residential zoning to proposed city A-6 zoning. The property is located at 1804 Jaguar Drive, Slidell, Louisiana, identified as Lot 5, Square 17, Robert Park subdivision, Annex number 3, situated in Section 12, Township 9, South Range 14, Ward 8, District 13. Mr. Airy?
Move to concur.
Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Airy to postpone, I think it's concur, okay. Motion by Mr. Airy to concur, second by Mr. Stefanczyk. Please vote.
Ms. Casabon? The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you, ma'am. Number one appeal, Stephen Mott appealing the zoning commission approval on March 3rd, 2020, to rezone 98 acres located at the east side of LA Highway 1081, south of Smith Road, north of Thibodeau Road, Covington, from A-1 Suburban District to A-2 Suburban District, Ward 3, District 2, petitioner Kenneth Lapacchio Sr. It was postponed. Mr. Fitzgerald, I think we had a letter from the applicant, but go ahead, sir.
Absolutely. I had a letter from Mr. Mott withdrawing the appeal, and that was subsequent to, you can see it's been postponed numerous times, subsequent to a lot of discussion with the neighboring residents and the Acapulco's themselves, concessions, rethinking the project. A lot of things went into the withdrawal of the appeal. So at this point, I'd like to move to concur and then subsequently put it up for the introduction for the ordinance.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Fitzgerald. You want to make a motion to concur. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Canulette. We had a card in from Mr. Matthew Allen. Matthew?
No, thank you, Chairman Lorino and the Parish Council. Matthew Allen, 13058 Major Lane, Folsom, Louisiana, 70437. I'm also the Executive Director of the new North Shore River Watch, a nonprofit foundation. I've been labeled anti-development by a lot of people here, but I really want to see better development. This project, I believe, is really visionary for our area and time, and represents what a PUD is capable of doing. Instead of filling every available space with homes and infrastructure, this development shows how to preserve some of the most important parts of St. Tammany's legacy and heritage. It's a good project. It avoids the floodplains and uses an existing sewer plant. It's not too dense. And really, St. Tammany is expected to double in population in the next decade. This area is primed for development. How do we want to develop? Do we want to develop it A4, A6, or do we want to keep it A2 with 1 acre lots in a PUD surrounded by the natural beauty of our area? The parish needs to get ahead of the development of this region, and this is one way to do it. Another thing that I would like to point out to the parish is that you really need to start looking for regional sewer plants. So we don't have sewer plants emptying into every stream in the area like we have in some places in the same
Okay.
Tammany.
Matthew,
So
time's
thank
just
you.
about up. Thank
I
you, sir.
appreciate it.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate it. We had a motion and a second to concur. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. We need a motion to introduction. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Ms. Casabon. Please vote.
No
No
vote.
vote, rather. Just introduction. Thank you. Okay. Number 2, Stephen Mott appealing the zoning commission approval on March 3rd, 2020 to rezone 141 acres located on the east side of LA Highway 1081, south of Smith Road and north of Thibodeau Road, Covington, from A-2 Suburban District to PUD Planned Unit Development Overlay, Ward 3, District 2. Mr. Fitzgerald.
Yes, these 2 appeals go hand in hand. Both have been withdrawn. Thank you for your comments on this plan. The holdup with the plan was just examining it, and we have a traffic study out for that side of the impact, but everyone has known from the beginning that the plan itself, with its 70 acres of green space and protecting the Little Bogfly River, was a good plan. I thank you for your input. To that extent, I'd like to concur with planning and zoning and then follow with the introduction for the ordinance.
Thank you, Mr. Fitzgerald. Motion to concur. Is there a second? Ms. O'Brien. Motion and a second. Please vote to concur.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Mr. Fitzgerald, a motion for introduction of the ordinance. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Stefanczyk. Thank you. And also, Mr. Allen, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Number 3, Mary Beth Murno and Margaret J. Montmeyer appealing the zoning commission approval on January 5th, 2021 to rezone 3.80 acres located on the north side of Archie Singletary Road, west of Mockingbird Loop, Pearl River, from A-2 Suburban District to PF-1 Public Facility District, Ward 6, District 6. Okay. Is Mary Beth and Margaret here? Ms. Tanner?
Okay, do we have anybody from the Recreation District
We
Board?
we do have one card in the pose of Mr. Aaron, it looks like, Williams?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Aaron, don't forget to do the clock for me.
I may have filled the card out wrong. I thought that I was the one that being opposed.
Okay.
I represent Recreation District Number 7.
Gotcha.
I'm the chairman.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All we had was just trying to correct the zoning issue from years gone by.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
And I understand you said that you would take care of the problems that they've had in the past.
Yes, ma'am. As we went over in the zoning meeting, we plan to use this field, as you know, that it's kind of off the beaten path. We plan to use it as a practice facility only, one team at a time, a couple nights a week.
Okay,
I mean, we have a big, nice park up closer into town, right on the highway.
okay. Thank you.
All right.
Ms. Tanner?
I'd like to concur with the zoning approval.
Okay, a motion by Ms. Tanner to concur. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Canulet. Please vote.
And introduction?
Concur, then introduction. Yeah.
Mr. Dean and Ms. Tanner.
No.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Then, Ms. Tanner, we need a motion to introduce ordinance calendar number 6586, the one that we pulled a few minutes ago. Would you make that motion? Okay, motion by Ms. Tanner, second by Ms. Casabon. Please vote.
No vote
No
needed.
vote, no vote. Okay. All right. Number 4, John Crosby appealing the zoning commission denial on January 5th, 2021 to rezone 7 acres located on the north side of Louisiana Highway 22, east of Louisiana Highway 1085, Madisonville, from A-2 Suburban District to HC Highway Commercial District, Ward 1, District 1. Mr. Dean, I think the appellant has requested that this case be withdrawn. Need a motion and a second for the item to be removed.
Yeah, he's probably going to do something else with his property, and I really appreciate his cooperation and everything else. So I'd like to make a motion to withdraw, please.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Dean, second by Ms. O'Brien. Thank you. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Thank you. Okay, we'll go to ordinances for adoption. Number 1, ordinance calendar number 6499, an ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify 2.69 acres of land from its present I-1 industrial district to an I-2 industrial district, Ward 9, District 14. Mr. Smith?
I'd like to make a motion to postpone.
Motion, Mr. Smith to postpone. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Jimmy Davis. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Thank you. Number 2, ordinance calendar number 6500, ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify 1.53 acres of land from its present I-1 industrial district to an I-2 industrial district, Ward 9, District 14. Motion by Mr. Smith to postpone. The second by Ms. Casabon. Thank you. Please vote.
Mr. TJ. The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Number 3, ordinance calendar number 6527, an ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify 1.07 acres of land from its present NC-6 Public Cultural and Recreation District to I-2 Industrial District, Ward 9, District 14. Mr. Smith? Motion by Mr. Smith to postpone, second by Mr. Fitzgerald. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Number 4, ordinance calendar number 6528, ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify 1.3 acres of land from its present I-1 industrial district to an I-2 industrial district, Ward 9, District 14. Mr. Smith? Motion by Mr. Smith to postpone, second by Mr. Fitzgerald. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Number 5, ordinance calendar number 6564, an ordinance to enter the St. Tammany Traits for the purpose of constructing a 5-foot concrete walkway and culvert to connect the Traits Parkway at the western edge of St. Tammany Trace in association with the development of Dove Park Ridge subdivision located in Ward 4, District 5. Motion by Mr. Stefanczyk, second by Ms. O'Brien. Please vote.
Ms. Casabon, Ms. Tanner. The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 6, ordinance calendar number 6565, an ordinance accepting the finalized subdivision into the roads and drainage inventories, Ward 1, District 4. Motion by Ms. O'Brien, second by Mr. Canulette. Please vote. I thought I did.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 7, ordinance calendar number 6566, ordinance to declare a tax adjudicated property a surplus property and to proceed with the advertising and sale of such property. Motion by Mr. Stefanski, second by Ms. Tanner. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 8, ordinance calendar number 6567, ordinance establishing a no parking zone on Eden Isles Boulevard median, R09J009, Ward 9, District 13. Mr. Airy? Motion by Mr. Airy, second by Mr. Mike Smith. Please vote.
Mr. TJ. The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 9, ordinance calendar number 6568, an ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify .48 acres of land from its present A-4 single-family residential district to an A-4 single-family residential district and MHO manufactured housing overlay, Ward 7, District 7. Mr. Davis.
Yeah, motion to adopt.
Motion by Mr. Davis, second by Ms. Tanner. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 10, ordinance calendar number 6569, an ordinance amending the official zoning to reclassify 1.25.65 acres of land from its present A-2 suburban district to an A-2 suburban district and PUD, Plan Unit Development Overlay, Ward 6, District 6. Mr. Stefanski?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Stefanski, second by Mr. Canulette. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 11, ordinance calendar number 6570, an ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify 2 acres of land from its present A-1 suburban district to an NC-1 professional office district, Ward 1, District 3. Ms. Casabon? Motion by Ms. Casabon, second by Mr. Fitzgerald. Please vote.
With the verbal yes from Mr. Airy, the motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 12, ordinance calendar number 6571, an ordinance to establish the 2021 grants budget. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Ms. Casabon. Please vote.
Mr. Mike Smith? The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 13, ordinance calendar number 6572, ordinance to amend the 2021 operating budget, amendment number 1. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Stefanski. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 14, ordinance calendar number 6573, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets amendment number 1, District 12. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Ms. Casabon. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 15, ordinance calendar number 6574, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 2, sales District 3, District 2. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Jimmy Davis. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 16, ordinance calendar number 6575, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 3, sales tax District 3, District 14. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. T.J. Smith. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 17, ordinance calendar number 6576, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 4, Tyler Street Complex. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Mike Smith. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 18, ordinance calendar number 6577, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 5, sales tax District 3, District 3. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Dean. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 19, ordinance calendar number 6578, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 6, sales tax District 6, District 5. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Canulet. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 20, ordinance calendar number 6579, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 7, animal service. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Stefanczyk. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
21, ordinance calendar number 6580, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 8, drainage parish-wide. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Jake Airy. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 22, ordinance calendar number 6581, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 9, public health, safe haven. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Jimmy Davis. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 23, ordinance calendar number 6582, ordinance to amend the 2021 capital improvement budget and capital assets, amendment number 10, sales tax District 3, District 13. Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Mr. Stefanczyk. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Okay. Number 24, ordinance calendar number 6583, ordinance to amend the Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 105, Buildings and Construction, Article 9, Municipal Addresses, Section 767, to amend certain requirements for municipal addressing. Mr. Airy?
Ms. Hayes brought this to our attention that on people that had long driveways or otherwise had private roads, for some reason, not only did they have to go to the 911 board executive officer, Mr. Hart, to get approval of that address to make sure it wasn't inconsistent with other addresses, or rather the name of the road of a private road wasn't inconsistent or duplicate of another road, so the emergency responders could get to their house. For some reason, even though it's a private road, the law said we also had to vote on approving a name of a private road. So what this does is just basically take us out of the loop because that was causing a lot of delays. So now it just goes right to the 911 board, and if it doesn't confuse or complicate or duplicate another road, then Mr. Hartle will approve it. So.
Thank you.
And
Motion
unless
by Mr.
Marty's the other representative of the parish council and 911 board, unless he has anything to say, I would move to adopt.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Ayers, second by Ms. O'Brien. Please vote.
And I'm a yes.
With the verbal yes from Mr. Airy, the motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Number 25, ordinance calendar number 6584, an ordinance amending the official zoning map to reclassify 10.446 acres of land from its present A-3 suburban district, NC-1 professional office district, and HC-1 highway commercial district to an HC-3 highway commercial district, 2.87 acres, HC-1 highway commercial district to 3.78 acres, and NC-1 Professional Office District, 3.79 acres, Ward 3, District 5. Motion by Mr. Canulet, second by Mr. Stefanczyk. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Okay, we have a couple of discussion items. We have number 1. Okay, that should bring it right here now. What you got there, Doug? Okay. That's it. Okay, this is the first one, this is the second. Gotcha. Okay, I think everybody has a copy of that.
She's passing them out now.
Okay. Thank you, Colin. I know these were sent out, but I'm just going to read number 1. There's a motion to refer to the Planning and Zoning Commission the ordinance to amend St. Tammany Parish Code of Ordinances, Chapter 130, Unified Development Code, Article 4-Overlays, Division 2-PUD, Planned Unit Development Overlays, Section 130-1674, planned approval relative to hydraulic analysis and traffic impact analysis. If you would go to the ordinances that were passed out by Ms. Collin and go to number 15, you'll see where it's underlined to include the hydraulic analysis and traffic impact analysis. And then on the following page, under Chapter 125 only, when all tentative approval requirements as set forth for Chapter 125 have been satisfied, and when the Department of Planning and Development designates in writing that the PUD overlay approval shall be substituted for tentative subdivision review by the Planning Commission. This is something that members that are on the council before me and then with me and then new members coming up, this is something that we always hear when we are presented with an appeal, and the law, and no one is breaking the law, and no one's doing anything violating an ordinance, but they're not required to come up and present us a copy or present to the planning and zoning before it even gets here, a copy of a traffic study and a drainage study. So what ultimately happens is we sit and someone comes up and has a development, and then someone from this council, I've heard of many times, say, well, how's it going to impact traffic, or how's it going to impact drainage? And by the ordinance, whoever's representing that firm will say, well, that's not what we're here to discuss tonight. And they're right. That's not what we're here to discuss. And so I think that's something that we should consider sending over to planning and zoning so that we have that information and we can make a very sound decision and ask those questions. And to be right up front and say this, I've noticed in the last 6 or 7 months that some developments are coming up now when they're presented to us, and they say, we have a traffic study or we have a drainage, okay? They're sort of getting ahead of the ball on themselves, depending on the size of that project. And so that's why, you know, I know we're rewriting some of the ordinances and codes, and I realize that, but I think this is something about time that would get added to this, and we could give it some consideration. So that's why I have it forward right now. Mr. Smith, you wanted to say anything, sir? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Mr. Smith made a motion to concur. Mr. Jimmy Davis, would you like to say something? No. Okay. We had a motion by Mr. TJ and a second by Mr. Jimmy Davis. Would you please go ahead and vote if I see no other discussion? The planning and zoning.
This only needs to go to the zoning commission, not planning and zoning.
Right, okay. Just planning.
Just zoning.
Just zoning, right, just zoning. Okay, thank you.
Mr. Mike Smith? The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. We'll go to number 2, motion to refer Planning and Zoning Commission. See, it does say vote that one now.
Right, this one will just go to planning.
Okay, this one, okay, they should underline that for me. Yeah. But anyway, motion to refer to Planning and Zoning Commission the ordinance amend St. Tammany Parish Code of Ordinance, Chapter 125, Subdivision Regulations, Article 7- Studies, Plans, Review Procedures, Section 125-190, Tentative Subdivision Review, and Section 125-195, Preliminary Subdivision Review relative to requirements. If you would look at it again, you'll see where there's some strikes to it, but basically it gets into just a little bit more detail. It says, said plans, it shall be, they give 24 inches by 36 and folded. And then if you go to the next page, number 15, it has right-of-ways, including drainage, access, and utilities. And then it's in addition, number 26, number 27, and number 28. That's the changes to this ordinance. It's relative to the same concept. And if there's any questions or anything on that one? We have a motion by Mr. Canulette, a second by Mr. Mike Smith. Seeing no other, please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Thank you. Number 3, motion to refer to the zoning commission. I see this one had it. Motion to refer to the zoning commission an ordinance to amend St. Tammany Parish Code of Ordinance, Chapter 130, Unified Development Code, Article 7, minimum standards for specific use, Division 1, General, Section 130-2213, minimum standards relative to cemeteries located in critical drainage areas. Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This amendment to this ordinance, one that we would read in these sections on the first page, it's one that we wanted to give consideration to the item D in the ordinance. If you look at the first page where the underlined section exists, we are looking to make an amendment right there as it relates to mausoleums and cemeteries in critical drainage areas that have been identified in St. Tammany Parish only. And so we thought that these requirements were necessary, but this one here would help us to be a little bit more user-friendly when it comes down to building cemeteries and mausoleums in St. Tammany Parish by adding that one underscore section to item D.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Smith. I know you have a motion. Is there a second? Mr. Dean?
I move to
Okay, a second by Mr. Dean. Is there any further discussion? Ms. Casabon? Ms. Casabon? Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Please vote. Yes, ma'am.
This is the discussion and comment area?
Yeah.
Are we finished?
No, that's why I asked you. You have a comment, you can go.
Not on this subject.
Oh, not on this subject. Oh, okay.
No, not on this
Let's take this and take care of it.
The motion is unanimous with 2 absent.
Ma'am, would you like to discuss something before we move to the off the floor?
Well, you want to do the off the floor first?
No, you can go ahead.
This is just a comment, a public kind of announcement, and it kind of goes along with what we did tonight. So we can go to the off the floor.
Okay, all right, okay. We have a couple of off the floor items. We need a unanimous vote to open the off the floor, so do I have a motion and a second? Motion by Mr. Davis, second by Mr. Mike Smith. Please vote.
Mr. Airy, what's your vote? With a verbal yes from Mr. Airy, the motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Thank you, ma'am. Number 1, resolution to vacate in part 6-month moratorium established by ordinance CS number 15-3392, any subsequent extensions thereof of the receipt of subdivisions by the Parish Zoning and Planning Commission for the rezoning or re-subdivision of a property and/or issuance of a permit for construction or placement for any building, structures, or property south of Interstate 12, north of Highway 190, west of Highway 11, and east of Precinct S19 boundary line within the unincorporated boundaries of Ward 9, District 14. Mr. Smith. Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Smith to move to vacate. Is there a second? A second by Mr. Jimmy Davis. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Number 2, resolution to vacate in part the 6-month moratorium established by ordinance CS 15-3353 and subsequent extensions thereof for the limited purpose of allowing the issuance of permits for construction or placements of building structures within a portion of voting district 914 to remove and release the property located at 64123 James Crosby Road, Ward 8, District 14. Mr. Smith?
I move to vacate for the purpose outlined.
Mr. Smith moves to vacate. Is there a second? Second by Mr. Fitzgerald. Please vote.
You took it off, Ms. Casabon. The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Number 3, resolution to vacate in part the 6-month moratorium established by ordinance CS 18-3912 and subsequent extensions thereof for the limited purpose of allowing the issuance of permits for the re-subdivision and rezoning of property and/or the issuance of permits for construction or placement of any building structures on property within the defined area within St. Tammany Parish, Council District 14, specifically property located at 850 Voters Road, Ward 8, District 14. Mr. Smith? Motion by Mr. Smith to move to vacate. Yes, second. Second by Mr. Davis. Please vote.
The motion is unanimous with 3 absent.
Number 4, ordinance to amend the 2021 grants budget, amendment number 2. Ms. Long?
Katrina, thank you. This ordinance is to amend the grants budget to accept an award from the Department of Treasury Coronavirus Relief Fund for emergency rental assistance. The award, or the allocation of St. Tammany, is $7,765,248.20.
Wow, that's a good one. Very, very good. So do I have a motion for introduction? Motion by Mr. Fitzgerald, second by Ms. Casabon. No vote on that. That's right. Mr. President, do you want to say anything about that, sir?
I was going to move for that.
You okay with that? I just saw you shaking your head, Mike. I didn't know if you wanted to go the other direction.
No, we're good.
Thank you, sir. Okay, before we adjourn, yes, ma'am.
Well, I just have to say.
Go ahead, you got it.
I got it, all right. This is, I don't know about my fellow councilmen, but I've been getting a lot of emails on litter and why do we not have our parish people go out and pick it up and stuff. And so I think a public announcement needs to be made that we're in constant contact with Rick Moore, and we don't have, or he doesn't have the work release, the program where we can use trustees to help him pick up the trash. And I've read these emails and it's like we should be having these roads cleaned. Well, I just want to let everyone on the council know that in my district, I have some go-getters. Mr. David Campbell has organized, and on February the 27th, we are kicking off in my area a litter campaign where we're trying to keep our country roads clean. I purchased some signs that says, please do not litter our roads. And on the 27th, also Mr. Frank Risharan in the Folsom area, has organized. And it's just a matter of, at this time, just like the pandemic, everything's changed, that people have to recognize that we don't have the services that we've had in the past, that it's going to be up to all of us to keep St. Tammany beautiful. When we were talking about the Glockners, and I was thinking about how beautiful that was and stuff, that more people need to just kind of take care of their areas, their roadsides, and I think that when we are able to get more help with this. But the thing is, if people wouldn't litter, but somebody's got to pick it up. And I don't know if, I was real big in the campaign, the Louisiana one, that was Love the Boot, but we didn't get to do it because of the pandemic. That was going to be the state campaign. I was appalled to think that the state of Louisiana spends $40 million on picking up trash. And as a school teacher, I just think what we could do with that in our schools, But I think at this time, what I'm trying to say is it's up to everybody, your little area, you see some trash, pick it up. And when we get the help back, you know, we'll have other people do it. But right now, I think it's up to everybody in the parish, first of all, not to litter, but secondly, to take care of your own little area. But
Thank you,
that's my
Ms.
thing.
Guzman, appreciate it, and you're correct. Thank you, ma'am, appreciate it. I have a motion by Mr. Davis and second by Ms. O'Brien to adjourn. Thank you very much. Everybody have a safe night.
Just a second. You're not gonna be in the news.